Cruella is directed by Craig Gillespie, the man behind I, Tonya, and Lars and the Real Girl, a movie you should see if you've never seen it. It's so weird, and I love it. The film is set in 1970s London amidst the punk rock revolution, and it follows a young grifter named Estella, played by Emma Stone. She dreams of being a fashion designer, but she spends her days being a petty thief. But when Estella's flair for fashion catches the eye of Baroness von Hellman, played by Emma Thompson, a fashion legend, their relationship sets in motion a course of events that will lead Estella to embrace her wicked side and become Cruella de Vil. Look, I'm going to be completely blunt. I didn't care about this movie at all. I didn't want to see it. I'm kind of done with Disney live action stuff. So many of them have been bad to mediocre. A couple of them are okay, and some of them are actually kind of good, but I just can't get excited for them anymore. I can't look forward to them anymore, and I don't know if it's because I'm becoming some old crusty sack or maybe they've just mostly been kind of bad lately, especially Mulan. And I knew nothing about the film. I thought it was rated PG. It's not. It's PG-13. I thought it was a super family movie. It's not. It's got some dark shit in there. I just thought it was yet another Disney property IP. And yeah, sure, it is. You know, they're going to probably make more if this is successful. But Craig Gillespie directs with a considerable amount of energy, sometimes too much energy, actually. Sometimes the scenes move too quickly, and it feels like he could have waited a little bit longer. But I mean, the movie's already over 2 hours long, so I understand why it's as quick as it is. But the film moves surprisingly well, and it doesn't feel like any other Disney films to me. I mean, of course, I'm not like extremely well versed in every movie they've ever released, but it felt more like The Devil Wears Prada with a darker tinge to it. And I really like The Devil Wears Prada, and so I appreciated that this movie seemed like it was taking a few risks in that it does have some very dark stuff. There are some scenes that would greatly bother children. There's death in it, and there's a considerable amount of implied violence, and I know that a lot of parents will probably not like a few scenes in the movie, but I thought they were fucking cool. Emma Stone is good as Corella. I liked her quite a bit. I had to get away from the fact that I always associate Glenn Close with this character from live action, but she's very good in the film. I guess Glenn Close is actually a producer on the movie, which is kind of cool. But really the star of this movie and the person who steals every scene she's in is Emma Thompson. I can imagine that having both of your leads named Emma was probably a little annoying on set, but she's amazing in the film. She's one of the best Disney villains in a long time. She is a ruthless, relentless, absolutely horrible human being. The stuff that she does and that it's implied that she has done is fucked up. And what worked so well about the movie for me was the mentor-student relationship between young Estella and Baroness von Hellman. The desperation in Estella trying to please her, trying to impress her with her designs and ideas for fashion. It's something that really anyone can relate to if you want to create something and you're trying to impress people who are in positions of power that you feel you need to impress to do what you want to do for a living. And the twists and turns the movie takes, some of them I expected, absolutely 100%. There's a few things where I'm like, of course, yeah, obviously. But there was one thing that honestly I did not expect, and I should have seen it coming, but I didn't. So that's good. I mean, the movie had a pace to it that was infectious. The costume design is also beautiful. Now, there are some things that I am just always going to notice. They're always going to trigger something in me, a memory of some kind, that I'm always going to pay attention to. And one of those things is when GoldenEye sound effects, or sound effects that were used in GoldenEye 64, are in movies. And there is absolutely 100% a gasp from a female character when she's tased in this film that is definitely this. Every time they use a sound effect that was in GoldenEye in a movie, I'm going to point it out. Without a doubt, the thing about the film that bothered me the most is its incredibly aggressive soundtrack. All the songs are obviously hit songs from the 70s, but it's almost constant. It reminded me of Suicide Squad, where songs were very heavily relied on to create a feel, when at times the movie really didn't need to revert to a song, but there are so many uses of classic songs from the era. And it started to grate on my nerves a little bit because I felt like the movie was overly relying on that. It wasn't really creating its own tone or own feel sometimes, and just hoping the songs would do all the heavy lifting. And there are plenty of things in the movie that I could see Disney purists getting upset about, people who think that it has to lead into the animation in a specific way, or like something that she did in the cartoon has to be reflected here, or they changed a thing, or they switched something around and I don't like how they did that. I can see that people who really want things to all stay the same and don't want to see anything new, I could see them getting upset by that. And with every Disney movie, there's always that part of me that's like, oh yeah, they're setting up something there. And that didn't really need to be in the movie, but they just shoehorn that shit in just for the sequels and for the IP. And there's always going to be parts of me that notice those things, but it happens, man. I mean, that's how a lot of these things get made. You have to kind of convince someone else that there's potential for more development. And it's really hard to do that sometimes when you're trying to focus on making just one good movie. You can almost tell, like, oh, that's where somebody told Gillespie to put a scene in. He probably didn't want to do that, but that's in there now because he had to. I don't know, of course. I don't know if that's true, but there's just certain moments that feel like they're there because somebody told them to put it there. But this movie surprised me. I mean, maybe it's because I had the lowest of the low expectations and I just didn't really care to see the movie at all. And I'm actually going to recommend it. I think you guys should see it. It's going to be on Disney Plus, I believe. I don't know if they're doing that premiere thing or whatever, but also in theaters. It's a gorgeous looking movie, so it'd probably look amazing on the big screen. I'm going to give Cruella a B-. Guys, thank you so much, as always, for watching. Look forward to more reviews very soon, but I also want to give a big thank you to the sponsor for this video, Squarespace. From websites and online stores to marketing tools and analytics, Squarespace is the all-in-one platform to build a beautiful online presence and run your business. Squarespace has many great product features like mailing lists, get the right message to the right people, collect email addresses through your website, and send subscribers the information they care about most with unique mailing lists. Video blocks. Present your videos from YouTube, Vimeo, and Animoto on your Squarespace site. You can add an image overlay to your video to improve your website's load speed by waiting to embed video players until playback starts. Or portfolios and galleries. Present your work using Squarespace's professional portfolio designs, display projects in customizable galleries, and add password-protected pages to share private work with clients. So please go to squarespace.com for a free trial, and when you're ready to launch, go to squarespace.com/Chris Stuckmann for 10% off your first purchase of your domain or website. Thank you so much to Squarespace for sponsoring this video, and thank you guys, as always, for watching. Look forward to more reviews very soon, and if you like this, you can click right here and get Stuckmanized.